Hey everybody, so for today's video I want to discuss should you learn martial arts from YouTube. And when I talk about learning martial arts from YouTube, I mean learning martial arts by just watching any type of video that's like an instructional video. Well, on YouTube, you'll find a lot of videos, like a lot of how-to videos, with boxing, grappling, all the styles of martial arts. Muay Thai. Looks like everybody nowadays is training the public with their videos and focusing their YouTube channel for that purpose. So I want to share my opinion on what I think about that. So learning martial arts from just watching YouTube videos, I'm not entirely against it, but I feel that it should be done a certain way. So I don't recommend an individual who has never done martial arts to start by watching those how-to videos on YouTube. I mean, again, it's nothing against the channels. Actually, I've seen a lot of reputable martial artists on there. Yeah, you'll have some individuals that they might not entirely know what they're talking about, but then you have another few that are actual martial arts teachers, martial art masters. Some of them are actually teaching from inside their own dojo, their own martial arts studio. So the issue is not questioning the knowledge of the individual teaching. It's more the impact that it causes when you learn from a YouTube channel versus learning from going to an actual martial arts school. So this is what I mean. When you're going to learn the martial arts, the first thing you're going to learn is the basics. And you have to make sure that you get the basics correct, because they're the foundation of everything you're going to be doing from the present all the way to the future. Everything that you learn years after you start, it's going to involve the basics. So what I recommend, what I suggest is you should join a martial arts school where you have the martial arts teacher, the sensei, the master, the instructor. They're giving you the lesson and watching you and correcting you. And that's the main thing. It's you need somebody there to correct you. The thing is, if you're learning online, even if it's the basics, the martial arts teacher can't see what you're doing. So they might be giving you instruction on how to throw a punch, how to throw a kick, how to do a block, how to perform a stance or position correctly. And you could be following what they're saying word by word, but they're not there to watch to see that you're actually doing correctly. A lot of that one-sided training is going to have a lot of the individual's perspective. So while the martial arts teacher is instructing you step by step, trying to cover every detail, there's always a chance that they can leave something out. So you find yourself doing a movement that's incomplete, only because in the perspective of the one learning might be understanding in a different manner, might understand the vocabulary different, might understand something as simple as raise your fist, and instead you see the person raising their shoulder. Something that little could damage somebody's shoulders. damage your rotator cuff, just because you performed a move in the incorrect manner for understanding it incorrectly. So again, I am not against learning martial arts from YouTube, but I feel that if you're gonna go that route, you should have at least a few years experience in the martial arts where you're with in the presence of a martial arts teacher. Now I know during 2020 COVID that just wasn't possible, so a lot of people did turn to online. Now an example is my martial arts teacher. He began training individuals online, through Zoom meetings. Now see, that's different because he can still see you, he can still correct you, he can still tell if you're in the correct position, if you're executing the movement correctly. It's not one-sided. So you're still learning from a martial arts teacher that's presently there, seeing your every move and making you sure you don't do anything incorrectly. So I think that's a very good way to do it. But now that martial arts schools are open, social distancing is more recommended than required. I highly recommend finding your martial arts teacher, whichever martial art you want to do, and being there in their presence. Take a class. Most martial arts schools will offer you free trial classes to see if it's a good fit for you. I would take advantage of taking those classes. Maybe you might want to find one that is just close to where you live. But regardless, the martial arts teacher will have years of experience, and at that moment of you training, they might catch something they didn't think they would catch unless you were there in their presence. So once you already completed a few years of martial arts training, now your perspective of movements are different than before. So now when you watch a YouTube video of a reputable martial artist, you'll understand what they're talking about. A lot of the martial arts, we deal with stances, we deal with similar movements. If you're learning Kung Fu, Karate, Taekwondo, you'll find a lot of similarities with the kicks. So you'll be able to understand what you're looking at. I actually feel that's something that helped me out a lot. Right now I can tune into a martial arts channel and actually identify what a different martial artist is trying to teach. But that's because at this point I already speak the vocabulary needed to understand what they're trying to say. Being a martial artist is like having your own language. We talk about stances, we talk about blocks, punches, hip movements, kicking with your instep or kicking with your heel. We have names for kicks to identify what we're doing. They do vary from martial art to martial art, but we do realize that stances are a very important aspect of martial arts, and it's something that you got to do by repetition. So if you're an individual that's barely learning martial arts and the YouTube channel is telling you that you need to do stances every day, the individual might say, nah, I don't want to do that because I want to get straight to the punches and the kicks. But then you leave out an important aspect of what's training your body to build the strength you need to execute those punches, to execute those kicks. A lot of the power comes from the stances. I mean, even boxers have a stance. If you see the way they fight, you might think like they're just standing up and punching. It's not true. They have a vigorous training on footwork. But if it's too hard for you and you choose to learn it while watching it from a YouTube channel, you might tell yourself, today I don't want to practice footwork because it's too boring. I want to get to the punching. I want to get to the uppercuts. I want to get to the straight and the jabs and the hooks. So, you know, you're leaving an important aspect out of the training. So, well, that's my opinion. It's not bad to learn from a YouTube channel, but I feel that if you want to do so, you should at least first learn the basics of the language of martial arts by learning from an actual martial arts teacher. Once you get that out of the way, and honestly, I feel that if you actually join a martial arts school, you're gonna stay in it, and you'll just incorporate a YouTube channel as a catalyst for what you're already learning, or maybe something to compare it to. So yeah, my answer is yeah, you can learn online from a YouTube channel, but you should learn first from an actual martial arts instructor, and show them the video too. You know, show your teacher, your sensei, your martial arts master the video you saw and ask about his opinion. He might have an actual opinion on what you're trying to incorporate in your training. I remember one time I learned how to do the Superman punch from watching a movie. So I started practicing it. I started using it on a punching bag. It felt right. But then I spoke to a martial arts teacher, and he corrected a few of the movements that I needed to correct in order to execute more power. So, see, it works hand in hand. So, that's my opinion. That's my video for today, guys. If you have any comments, feel free to leave in the comment section. I welcome all comments. If you disagree with me, that's fine. You know, give a like, give a dislike. Share this video, don't share it. Subscribe if you are enjoying the content. I'll be trying to post daily. If I don't post a short, I'll post a video. Again, my channel is mainly to bring awareness to martial arts in general, on its positive influence it has on anybody practicing it. Alright guys, have a great day.